I think that's Tag, Bastion says, pointing to a gobber exiting the biting boar. Tick's brother. The Black River Irregulars stand in an alley between two ramshackle buildings, veiled by the pervasive gloom of the Undercity. Watching the tavern and gambling hall, well known as a den of thieves and murderers. The information Hellstrom beat out of Tick and Harthrin says this is one of our guys, Skark says. There's still Ralmak, Gardic says. Hellstrom's information points to a Trollkin scout as one of the two couriers allegedly carrying an item important to the alchemical smuggling ring. The Gobber assassin Tack loiters outside the biting boar, idly digging at his fingernails with one long-bladed dagger. Behind him, the tavern door swings open, and two large men and even larger Trollkin exit, all of them well-armed. The Trollkin carries a nondescript package in one hand. Looks like he got friends, Lanisa says with a frown. I'd guess Big Blue there is Ramlak. Tack says something to the thugs, and the Trollkin hands the package over to him. They leave together, walking away from the alley where the Black River Irregulars are hiding. Lanisa, Skarg, follow them, Gardic orders. Bastion and I will hang back a bit so us being all together won't arouse any suspicion. Got it, Skarg says. The Tharn archer and Nice sorceress quietly slip away from the alley. Gardic and Bastion wait a few moments, and Gardic says, Okay, ready yourself, old friend. Gardic and Bastion leave the alley, drawing menacing stares from the residents of the small Undercity enclave. Still, no one wants to tangle with an armored Trollkin or Morrowind battle champion, and they are unmolested as they hurry to catch up with Lanisa and Skarg. A sudden shout of alarm ahead is followed by the unmistakable sound of crackling thunder. I think that was Lanisa, Bastion says. Let's go, Gardic says, and sprints ahead. Two more thunderclaps follow in rapid succession. Bastion rushes forward with his two-handed mace in hand as he glances back at Gardic. Slay first and make friends later, Bastion says, and Gardic lets out a mighty Trollkin war shout. So welcome back to Chapter 3. They're getting away. Now we pretty much know what's going on as we waited out there and we chased them down. We know that there's two couriers with vital information that we pretty much need to bring back to Hellstrom. Right now, the main one that's holding the package, which you could see right here, if you see right there, is the package, and he's standing right on top of it, is this gobber. And at the same time, there's this Trollkin that protects him. So as long as they're in the same tile, okay, you cannot attack the gobber unless you eliminate the Trollkin who guards him. Alright, so one thing you have to understand. Also, there is a possibility where they could get separated. If it is the case, then it's free for all. Until then, you have to eliminate him first before you can eliminate him. Okay? In this case scenario, they get the step ahead, the first step, and don't forget that that means that they take initiative 20, so they always take the first action, and their priority is to escape this tunnels in the Undercity, because now they know they've been found and they're trying to get to this point right here, which is their exit point, and we must stop them. Now there's one way, which is to chase them down, or another way to try to break down this gate. All right, and that's the only way that we can pretty much catch up to them and stop them before they escape. Another thing to know is that they have the ability called Steady. The only one character that has that ability is Gardic, and that means that they have a +1 to their original defense. Okay, so if you want to know, for example, the Epic Gobber, okay, his defense is 14, but with this Steady ability, his defense is 15, which makes him much tougher to hit. Alright, and they're the epic versions. Also, another thing to note in this special chapter is the fact that you no longer spawn villains. Instead, you spawn patrols at the start of every round. for the exception of the first round. So what happens is they spawn right here and they pretty much stalk us. So imagine a group of a patrol keep on following us and they appear at every round. All right. Once we pretty much eliminate the courier, the patrol sees, and your priority is to find any escape. And there's right now 6 escapes around you to pretty much escape. The moment the one with the package escapes, job well done. Head to Hellstrom and open this package and see what this is all about. But for now, your priority is to stop this 2 couriers, because if he drops the package, he can pick it up and he will prioritize you, if you happen to have the package. Okay, so right now, mainly think eliminate the couriers at all costs. Everybody else is expendable. All right, let's begin this and see how this adventure follows through. But it's an amazing one so far, and the story's unfolding, and I like the way it's unfolding. So let's follow it through. I hope you like it too. So we still have Lanisa, we still have Skarg, and we still have Bastion, and we still have Gardic. As for chapter 4, I will be introducing something new, which we introduce one character from the Black River Irregulars, just to see how other characters play through, so to give you that feeling. Also, something very, very important, we have leveled the abilities of the characters, meaning that they have dispensed some of their XP to better themselves. So each one is left with 1 XP. We're going to start with Lanisa. She took the ability called the Battle Wizard, and the reason why is once each round, after one of your melee attacks damages a villain, you can immediately perform a spell action. So it's like almost having 2 actions in one. And she's a sorceress, and it only makes sense to give her that. For Skarg, we gave him the Snap Fire. Okay? When you incapacitate a villain with a range attack, you can discard a feat card to immediately make 1 range attack. So as you can see, we're going all offensive here. Alright? So for Bastion, it's a little different because our priority for him is to be a good healer. So when you heal a character, heal an additional wound. Alright? So meaning that you could take damage and at the same time heal up. For Gardic, our leader, okay, he's going to have another skill in his great strength called Unyielding. You gain a new great strength, Unyielding. You gain +2 armor against melee attacks until your next turn. Okay? So, the good thing about that, it raises his armor. So his armor is already 15. It's going to become 17 if you use that skill. And let's not forget, he took from Lanisa the Misfit armor, which already gives him +1 armor, which will bring his armor at 18 if he uses that great strength skill. And he could dispense a feat to increase the armor at any time. So he can really make it ridiculous where nobody can hit him. So he's really becoming a formidable tank at this point. So here is the setup board. This is the layout. Let the adventures begin. Also important to note, aside from the regular villains we have, something has changed for this chapter, which is very important to note, that now when you roll, there's a possibility that an Ogrun Brute, alright, and also a Rulik Merc might join in the patrol, aside from the ordinary thugs which we're used to, the sword and the crossbow, alright? And more importantly, the only epic villains are the Trollkin and the Gobber, and we must eliminate them as soon as we can, if possible, and get that package to Hellstrom. So let's begin. The first thing that occurs, like any round, is there's an event. Devil Rat Swarm and the Devil's Rats have come into the tunnels. And again, if there's a character that's individually alone, he will take damage, but he will do a hazard roll, more like it. but there's none. As you can see, they're all still stacked up. So this event card just goes back into the pile, and the first one is more like a dud, one can say. Now, the first thing is the 2 couriers will take their priority action, for they have initiative 20 before the characters take their turn. So, because there is no hero in this tile and there is nothing opposing these couriers, they will roll to see what occurs, and the roll affects both of them in different ways. So let's see what happens. So the roll is a 2, okay, as you can see, and because it's a 2, what they do is they just charge toward passage 6, which is not something I would want, but that is what pretty much will happen in this case. So, and charging is usually 2 steps forward, if you forgot, and there you go. So they're kind of rushing to step 6. Now, if there was no direct passage to get to exit 6, then they would try to have gone through the gate, but in this case there is a way direction they could, so they'll try to do that. My option, or my thought, is my risk is to try to break this gate down. Now it has an armor of 18, if correctly I remember, and I'll verify, but it has an armor of 18, 3 HP, and aside from the spawning that will occur because I broke down the gate and all the ruckus that I'm creating in the Undercity, I don't fear that. It's more importantly, I gotta take it down. It's armor 18, it's gonna be tough, so all 4 of us will have to bunch up on that and prioritize on that at the same time, knowing that the patrol will come here as soon as possible. We can't fear it because we have to hypothesize that pretty much in about 3 to 4 turns they'll have a step forward against us, and we have to catch up. We have to bottle them right there. All right, so we got to do this really quick. So let's see, it's Lanisa's turn and she's the first one, but before that occurs, we're going to roll for the spawn. Now remember, the spawning villain, the spawning villain does not appear on the board. He will appear on the patrol, and you'll see how that occurs on the next round. So it's a 1. So in this case, a 1 is an ugly looking ogre, okay, and he with his twin hammer will step aside and he will wait, because you can see the patrol marker is right here beneath, and that's where he's going to come on there. So Lanisa will begin her turn now, knowingly so that she hears footsteps not far from her and her group. So what she will do, she will charge forward with her claymore, Nice claymore, and she will attack this sword thug who just happens to be awaiting her, seeing her from the distance, and he just turns around and notices her and unleashes a bolt, but totally misses. So she's going to attack him. And the reason is she's going to use and charge instead of casting a spell, because she's now a battle wizard and she can pretty much, if she successfully damages and incapacitates this sword thug, she can have a free attack casting a spell with her loose hand against this ugly looking crossbow thug. So let's see what happens. So it's 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 6 for the claymore, and that gives her a total of 12. And the crossbow thug, the sword thug, is 12 defense. And remember, unlike damage, you need greater than the number itself. So in this case, she hits and she's ready to do damage. And for the damage roll, because she pretty much charged, she will roll 3 dice, and this is 6, 8, and this is 10. So what happens is 10 and her claymore gives her 7, so that's 17, and 17 on the 12 armor that the sword thug has. So okay, so what happens in this case, she actually kills them off. All right, successful. I guess they were too much paying attention to her beauty instead of paying attention on the defense, and they got taken down. So because she did that successfully, she will also gain 1 XP for the group, And now she's going to cast a spell because she's able to, thanks to her battle wizard ability, and she will take out this crossbow hopefully also. So she's going to cast a spell, and what she's going to do, so you know what? She's going to do the ice bolt. So let's see. Now again, just for a sense of understanding, she charged, but you don't roll 3 dice for this attack. So 6 plus 4 is 10, right? So 10 plus the ice bolts, 6 accuracy, which means 16. She 100% her ice bolt kind of hit and icing that armor up. Now she's going to roll for damage. And let's see if she can take him out. So 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 9 to the power. Wow, that's amazing. A 9, okay. So she surely hits and she ices him to death. Wow. That's a woman. Okay. And she takes him out. Cold. I like it. Now that we did that, 2 XP, she ended her turn, and she looks back at her crew, and at the same time seeing what's going on. The couriers, she's screaming at them saying, guys, hurry up. Thug threat. Activate up to 4 thugs. Okay, well there's only 2, so we'll activate those 2. We will keep this cards. We will keep this here. I'm just trying to fix this a little bit here. Let's put this somewhere where we will remember. So we'll put it right here. Okay. Oh, well, that doesn't really let you see it. So let's put this right here. Okay, so that's the current villain action, and we're gonna let them activate. Now that there's nobody within 3 steps, there's nothing that they can do. So what they're going to do, they're going to try to charge in, and pretty much that's the only thing they can do. All right, so they will charge instead of the ordinary walk, because if there is a hero within 3 spaces, they walk. If there's not, they charge. Like it says, pursue. If the target hero is within 3 spaces, the villain walks toward the hero. If not, the villain charges toward the target hero. And that's the only thing they can do. This ends Lanisa's turn. And now it is Skarg the Voracious. Alright, so let's see which villain will spawn. 5. Wow, okay. So for 5, that is our crossbow thug. Our famous crossbow thug is going to join the patrol. Alright, getting dangerous. Alright, now he can begin his turn. Now that it kind of puts things into questionable, because let's not forget she eliminated everything and now our purpose is that gate. So he's for sure going to charge. So change of plans. He won't charge. Let me tell you what he's going to do, and you'll see why. Instead, he will hoof it. I know it sounds awkward, but hoof it. He will play this card when you walk to move 2 spaces instead of 1. Reason being is, if he charges in, he can only do a melee attack, which in this case, there's nothing to melee attack there. But if he walks, he's able to attack ordinarily. And right now, that's what he wants to do. So he's going to walk 1, 2, and he's going to come right here. I know it's tempting to shoot them down, but that's not the priority. It's good to shoot at the gate. It has 3 HP. You don't have to roll to hit. It's an automatic hit because, well, you're kind of shooting at the door. How can you miss it? I mean, it's Skarg, I know, but it can't happen much. So the thing is, you're rolling to pretty much armor 18, and that's what you should pretty much take attention to. So let's see what will happen in this case. All right. Alright, so what he's going to do, just because he can't, and he has the blur of motion, so if you hold his turn, and oh, he didn't do that. So what he's going to do, he's going to do precise shot. Roll an additional die on your first range attack and damage roll this turn, okay? And drop the lowest roll. Okay, and So what he's going to do is going to also boost this attack. All right, so it's an insurance policy. Tharn archers know about it, especially when they deal with Skarg. So we're going to be rolling 4 dice. Reason is because of his archery skill, which is the precise shot, allows him to roll 1 extra die, and you take off the lowest one. He also boosted this attack, so let's see what happens. So, wow, this is freaking pathetic. You see, I told you it's Skarg. Maybe I was talking too soon. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You remove 1, so it's 8. And 8 plus 8 is 16. So, you know what? I'm going to have to use his last feat card. It's pretty much play this card to reroll any number of dice from one of your attacks or stat. So he's pretty much going to reroll everything. Okay? So let's do this again. Alright. Hopefully. It's better. Okay, so 6, 4 is 10. 10 plus 3 is 13. 13 plus the 8, it's more than enough. And this is the 1 less die removal. So he does 1 damage to this, pathetic looking doorway. So let's not forget. And the way we're going to remember that is by putting this 2 HP right here. So we're going to put right here. So there was 3 and now there's only 1. Well done. Well done. So now that he did that, it's going to be the villain action. Okay. And at the end of the turn, he just gets a new feat card. And yes, every turn, at the end of your turn, you pretty much get a new feat card for every card. Only 1. Okay. Unless the second wind ability takes effect. And that's usually something special. Like in this case for him, once per game, when you incapacitate a villain with a melee attack, draw feat cards until you have 3. Okay? So in this case, and it's only once per game, so you don't want to take advantage of that too often. Okay? Anyways, so he did a good job. Skarg, well, kinda. Luckily you had that reroll. Okay? So let's see what the villains will do, because they're pretty much screaming left and right, and I sense a patrol is coming soon. Remote rumble. Activate the villain farthest from you. Oh wow. Okay. So which one? The priority is red for this round, so it's going to be this guy. And what he's going to do with range of 2, he's going to take a shot at Skarg. Alright. So let's see what he's going to do. The Skarg has a defense of 12. So he's going to take an aim shot. So let's see what happens. So 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 plus 4 is 12, and the defense is 12 of Skarg, so that's good enough. So let's see what happens in the sense of damage. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16, and the armor is 14. So he will take that 1 damage. All right. And now it's the Holy Morrowind Battle Chaplain Bastion's turn, and it's up to him now to take his turn. And beforehand, he can hear the screaming and someone's climbing up the stairs, and he senses something's coming on his way. And in this roll, he rolls a 2. Okay, he rolls a 2, and that means that there is this ugly looking Rulik Merc that will appear also on the patrol. It seems like the whole crew and variety of basically, it's not going to be just as the ordinary thugs patrolling. It's going to be a whole lot of uglies that are going to be coming after us. It's going to make it kind of tough, but interesting also. That's the way I feel. So what will Bastion do in this case? Well, unlike the other characters, he's not that lucky, and he has no choice but to just charge in and wait for what's coming, because there's not much he can do in this current situation. But what he will do as he charged in, and yep, he can't do much because well, he could do Lay of Hands to heal Skarg, as a feat, but again, it's not kind of worth it because Skarg is only injured by 1 damage, and it's not that great. So let's see what the villains will do. Let's follow up on that. Activate up to 2 blue villains closest to you. Well, this is going to be scary next turn. So activate up to 2 blue villains closest to you. Well, there's only one, and he will activate, and he will decide to pretty much charge in. And what he's going to do, he's going to charge in, he's going to try to take a piece of Bastion. He's going to say, I don't like holy goody two-shoes. All right. And let's not forget that his defense is 12 and his armor is 15. So 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 4 is just not enough to pretty much do anything because, again, his defense is 12. All right? So that seizes. Bastion kind of shone some light in his face. Couldn't do much damage to him. And that leaves that. And now it's the amazing Gardic Stonebrow or Stonebro turn. And he's going to take his action. But there again, he can't do much, but he could pick a fight at that. And you know what? One less is always good. So what he's going to do, he's going to march right in. And he's going to storm right in, push everybody aside. And again, look at those running out of space. And he's going to take his axe and thrust it down this ugly looking maggot. But before anything, he can't forget that there's some uglies coming behind him. And with a 3, that is another sword thug that will be coming to the fray. So amazingly so, from this roll, there will be one of everything that possibly will spawn in the patrol. All right, in the upcoming round patrol. So let's see how this turns out, because he's going to attack this ugly looking sword thug. Ooh, amazing, amazing. 5. You couldn't do anything. So let's see. Well, 5. Do you have a reroll? No. So what he's going to do, backswing. He's going to do another free attack. All right. Okay, and he's going to put that away, and he's going to try again. But this time, there's no bonus. All right. Hopefully, he rolls better this time. Ooh, look at that. That's just amazing. I guess he's exhausted from carrying all this heavy armor. All right, so that didn't work too well, but he'll regain a feat. Sometimes I'm tempted to boost, but it's just not worth it. All right, so in this case, let's not forget he will be using his great strength armor, okay, as the skill. All right, and it should have been mentioned beforehand, but just to know that, and he's also wearing that armor, and right now his armor stands at 18. Okay, so now the round is ended with a villain taking his action. That like you little maggot. Thug threat. Activate up to 2 thugs closest to you. Well, what do you know? 1 and 2. So he's going to take action first against Gardic. Okay, and let's see what happens. Okay, so let's see. So 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 4 is 9. Not enough even to pass on to his defense, as you can see. So 5 plus 4, because his accuracy is 4. Okay, and now Gardic has something called Vengeance. Okay, and usually you could use it on the future patrol that are coming, but right now let's use it right now. Play this card to make a melee attack against a villain that hit you with. Oh, he didn't hit you. Well, he didn't hit you. Calm down. Calm down, you ugly looking troll. Okay, so that didn't happen. All right, now he's going to take his shot. So 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 4, again, it's not enough. That's 11. And that will not be sufficient to even hit. Oh, actually, no. He aims. Sorry about that. So 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. 9 plus 4 is sufficient. And he will roll now for the damage. Oh, I'd like to see how that turns out. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16 because the power of the crossbow thug is 8. So 8 plus 8 is 16. But Gardic Soulbrow's armor is 15 plus the 2 here plus the 1 there. Sorry, buddy. Not enough. But good try. So nothing happens in this round other than the elimination of a few enemies, and we managed to damage that door, but we don't like the couriers are making a run for it, and I don't like that. Okay, so now that we know that, the next round is about to begin. So now that we did that, it ends there, and we're going to go to the next round, which is the events. Devil Rat Swarms. Okay, that's not good. We know how that goes. Every character in a space with no other figure makes a hazard roll. Actually, it works out pretty good. I like that. This is going to get bloody. Alright. Safe, safe, not safe. You're out. You're safe. You're safe. So far, this one. And again, like I said, you don't get an XP for it. I don't think you should. They're safe. You're not safe, Lenisa. I told you you're not safe. Oh boy, I don't like it. And let's see you. You're not safe either, Bastion. Okay. And let's see. Now he's not safe either. 4. They're safe. He's not safe. 1. Safe, safe. So, wasn't that damaging as I was hoping, because it could have been a wipeout. But now Lenisa can start her turn. There is no villain spawning. So it's pretty much simple. Take your action, villain action, take your action, villain action, take your action, and the next round. And let's see how many rounds we have to complete this. Oh boy, we have 3 rounds. So we better be fast on our foot here. So Lenisa has to be aggressive, kind of. So let's see. Let's see what she will do. So Lenisa will do a charge, and that's why she's here. She will go from there to here. She will do a charge attack against this one who has 1 HP left. She needs to take him out. She has also pretty much 3 vitality left, and also she carries the package. She needs to get there. Now we look optimistic. We have 3 rounds, I believe, to pretty much finish this this scenario, and she's always the first to take action. Now they, I don't think, is much of trouble to us. It's more importantly those guys. So let's see what we can do and try to hold them off as we try to make sure and ensure that we get that cleared up really quick. The issue with that one, he has 2 vitality and he's a nuisance. Now, because she has 3 vitality and she just charged in, she's going to use... I don't think she has much of an issue. She doesn't need to heal herself, but she better pretty much take him out. So what she's going to do is going to use this to give herself sword mastery with her claymore, niece claymore, and that will mean that she can roll extra die. All right, and she's not going to heal herself, and because she can do that, all right, we're going to see what's the damage that she's going to incur on this ugly looking brute. All right, so let's roll. Oh, let's make sure. Yes. All right. So we got 6. Lowest dice always gets removed. 10. 10 plus the 6 is 16. His defense is only 11. So she easily hits the target. All right. Alright, now that she did that, she will roll for the damage. But the damage, she gets an extra die because she charged in, and also for her sword mastery. So in this case, alright, you remove the lowest die. So there's 8, right? It's 13. 13 plus the 7, that's 20, and it's more than obliteration. He has an armor of 14, and pretty much he's done with. Alright, so that kind of nukes him off and brings a good XP, and he can never come back on, so that's a good thing. So, because she did that, she has this battle wizard. She could have done another attack, but mere chance there's nobody near her. So let's see if she can cast something that's just overall beneficial to the group or wherever she stands until the next turn. So that pretty much ends for her turn. What she's going to do now is the villain action, and what she's going to do is activate up to 4 blue villains. I don't think there's an issue there. So let's activate 4. Well, we're going to do pretty much this one first. He's going to come in, he's going to charge in, he's going to try to pick a fight with Gardic. And because Gardic is pretty much stonewalling him, he can't pick on Gardic. And, I mean, it's on Skark. Skark right there is badly wounded. And let's see. 2, 2, 4, 4 plus 4 is 8. Nothing happens there. So nothing incredible in that sense, which is good for us, that is. And now the other one, well, he will come as a villain, and he will, up to 4, he will charge. And he will charge. Oh, sorry, he came from here, so he charges here. Sorry about that. And they charge over there. That's 3. And let's pick someone pretty much random at 7. Let's bring them in. Okay, so there you go. There's 4 at random because they activate 4 blue villains, and it's 4 whichever villains. And all right, now that we did that, the next turn, okay, the next turn, it is Skarg the Voracious. And let's not forget for Skarg, more importantly, that there is no more spawning. So it's pretty much do your action, Skarg, eliminate what you could, and then move on. All right, so let's see what he's going to do on his turn. Okay, oddly enough, what he's going to do, he's going to focus a precise shot, okay, with using Gardic as, you know, pretty much interference, and try to eliminate that ugly looking Rulik Merc. He has 2 HP, and more importantly, actually no, it seems like he has only 1. Sorry, keeping note there. So he has only 1 HP, and pretty much it's time to take him out and eliminate him. And right now he's going to use his archery skill called Precise Shot to eliminate him. So let's see what happens. Okay, and is there anything else? No. Okay. This is because he's holding, he is doing an aim shot. Oh no, he's not doing an aim shot, sorry, he's just doing a regular roll. And in this case, he removes the lowest die, and it's 9. 9 plus 5 is 14. His defense is only 12. It's good enough. Let's go. Now we gotta take out the armor. So 6 plus 4 is 10. Remove the lowest die, because again, he's using his Precise Shot archery skill to do the job. So, and now this is 10, and 10 plus the 8 of the Tharn Bow from the Tharn Archer is pretty much well sufficient to crack on the 14 armor, and the Rulik Merc is done for, especially this one. So he's been eliminated, and there's XP. Okay, it seems like they're taking a thrashing. All right, let's see what we could do. So now that he did that, he could pretty much, if he wants, move in there, but that will cause him to take damage. I think instead what he's going to do to keep it kind of, well, out of the distance of this one and stay safe, because I don't want lucky shots, he will move here, and then he's going to allow that one to take a free strike on him, because he's going to come here. He's going to go, whoa, 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 hold on a second, buddy, where are you going? And one, nothing happens. So Skarg managed to maneuver out of there. Now, because he did that, okay, so he has also, when you incapacitate a villain with a range attack, you can discard a feat card to immediately make one range attack. He will not do that. I know he could do that. He kind of eliminate this and kind of, no, there's a reason why it's not an issue and it's not a matter. So what we're going to do is leave it be. It shouldn't break anything. And I hope that strategy doesn't cost me in the end, as you'll see what it is. Now that he completed his turn, it is going to be the action for, again, villains. And let's see what they're going to do. Activate an Ogren Brute. Okay, well, there's only one on the board and he's right here, so we're going to do that. And he will just charge right in. Okay, now, and that's pretty much my worry was, because at that point they're the nearest ones to me. And now it is Bastion Kinnett's turn. The holy Morrowind battle champion. Let's see what he's going to do. And he will, from here, he will charge right in and handle this one with his Blade of Radiance. Okay, so he will roll. Okay, and let's see what he's going to do. Unlike before, he has no more feat cards because he pretty much used all of them. So he has to, stand by his skills. And 6 plus 4 is 10. You remove the lowest die in this case. And plus 5, that's 15. Well sufficient. Because he's charged, he will roll an extra die. And, well, that's overkill. You don't get bonuses for overkill. Alright, so he gets removed. And there's another XP on this pool. I know we should use some of the 5 XP. We're just getting a whole pile of 1 XP there. You can't see it, but... Alright, so he's right here. He did that. Well done. And in this case, he cannot heal anybody because pretty much, well, he has no feat card. But he will take 1 feat card, and just like everybody else did at the end of their turn, which is good to note. All right, so when he gets this new, pretty much at the end of his turn, let him play his action, and he can use this, on his turn or anybody's turn, because that's the feat card. Doesn't say pretty much when. All right, so let's see what's going to be pressure point. Activate a villain closest to you. Oh boy. So I would say that one. And because Bastion here. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So this one would be the one who takes. So he's going to activate against Bastion. All right. And reshuffle the villain action deck. What? And after discarding this card. Okay. So. Alright, so let's see what this one will do. He will do an aim shot. It just only makes sense. And he has no worries there. So let's see if he does any damage. And 6 plus 4 plus 8 is 18. Is well sufficient for his armor is 15. It's enough to do 1 damage to Bastion. And that's what happened. Bastion takes 1 damage in this case. So now my strategy will be obvious as Gardeck's turn begin. And again, there's no villain spawning. So what he will do, knowing what's to come, he won't waste any time and just charge right here. And the reason is he blocks it here, so anything that comes in there has to fight him off, allowing her to charge here. And within a turn or so, she will be able to pretty much leave with the package and bring it home to a Hellstrom. So now that he kind of ended his turn, he will take a feat card. All right. And he will discard, the villains will take action based on his behavior as they saw him running across those tunnel passageways in the Undercity. And we will activate up to 2 crossbow thugs. Not a problem. So he will activate Bastion. Okay. So he will take an aim shot against Bastion. And 5, 8, 8, 9. 9 plus 4 is well sufficient because Bastian's only defense is 12 and his accuracy is 4. And sorry for that. And that's 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16. And that's enough to do another damage to Bastian. Okay. Now that that happened, and let's do one more crossbow thug. And he is within 3, so he will just walk. Alright. So that's done for that. And now a new event takes place. So let's see what happens in this event. Oh boy, the devil rat swarm. If you forgot what they mean, devils come and everybody rolls for hazard rolls. So we're going to start from this side. This buddy, will he take any damage? Yes, he's out. And no, you do not get XP for it. I mean, I do not think that the heroes get XP because he just kind of evaporated or got slayed by and eaten by those rats. Now rolling for the brute. Let's see, he also takes 1 damage. So instead of his regular 3 HP, he will have only 2. Alright, now that's handled. Let's see for him. Bastian. Bastian also takes another damage. Oh, Bastian. He's left with 2 HP. That's not good. And now we're moving on to them. They're safe because they're 2, not individually alone, neither him. So let's see for him. He's safe. They're safe, and they're safe. So that he ends up in that event. Wow. All right. So we have 2 events after this. It is Lenisa's turn right now. And pretty much what she's going to do is now that it... So what she's going to do, she's going to just charge right here, Lenisa. And then she has no choice but to do that. And she will kind of stay there. And the reason is she has to activate there, so she has to wait out a turn pretty much before she can pretty much leave and exit. So it's a whole action just to leave the place. So now that she arrived there, she's standing there with a package, she's looking and she's saying, hold the fort, let me exit, and then you guys follow me through. And let's see if she can do anything at her turn. And it doesn't seem like she can do much. So it is the villain's action. Let's see what the villains will do. Activate up to 2 red villains. Okay. Alright, so he's going to activate. He's going to take an aim shot at Bastion again. And no question asked. He did hit the armor. And with this one, 6 plus 8 is 13. It's not sufficient. As you see, 6 and plus the 8 of power to the crossbow thug's bolt weapon. He pretty much is not enough because the armor is 15 for Bastion. Bastion's armor holds and nothing happens from there. Now let's the 2nd red activated, closest to you. So the one I would say the closest one would be him, and he's not within 3 spaces, so from here he will discharge here. Oof, okay, so now that it's Skarg's turn, Skarg the Voracious, what he will do is, you know what, he's going to take a risk, and he's going to step out, and let's see what he's going to do. Yeah, so he's going to step right here with his precise shot. He's going to aim at this right here, this crossbow. And he's going to roll 3 dices. And you know what? He's going to pretty much boost this, at this point, this attack. He's going to boost it. And let's see what happens. So, oh, it's supposed to be 4 dices, sorry. Because of the boost and because of the archery skill called Precise Shot that Thorn Archer has. Oh my god, can't you roll even more pathetic? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Remove the 2. 8. 8 plus 5 is well sufficient, which is 12, right? Now let's see, because he has the Precise Shot. Let's see. So this is 9. Remove this. The 9 plus the thorn bows 8. 9 plus 8 is 17. Is well sufficient. You kill this off. Good job. You can discard a feat card, which he will do. Okay. He will discard this one. No, actually, you know what? He will discard this one, and he pretty much will try to eliminate this one. Okay. And he still has his, don't forget, precise shot. So he's ranging for this. So he for sure hits. 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus the 5 is well sufficient for defense of 13. And this one, 6 plus 4 plus the 8 eliminates this one. This is very good because it keeps things clear and less threatening, you know, with those around. And there's one more XP that pretty much comes to the board. So he didn't need to use this, and he gets the extra feat card. And there's let the enemies come, but at least now we kind of cleared up a little bit for Lenisa. Not that there's going to be problems, but some of them are really holding onto a lifeline here. Activate up to 4 sword thugs. Oh boy. Okay. So we're going to activate up to 4 sword thugs. So this 2 will activate. And this one will activate, and they're rushing in because if they're not within 3 spaces of a hero, then they if they're not, they rush in. If they are, they just walk. Okay, so in this case, you know, this, I gotta say, is coming to a close. So now it is going to be Bastion's turn. Now Bastion, what he's going to do, he has this 1 feat card, and what he's going to do is he's going to heal because for himself, and he's going to heal. Pretty much, he's going to discard a feat card to lay of hand spell, and he's going to heal 3 instead of the ordinary 2, because pretty much he's allowed to because of his Sullivan's boon. All right, that he has learned a new ability, which is nice and neat. All right, and now that he did that, he'll pretty much end that action. He doesn't have to per se do anything. He could stand his ground there and just to protect anything from coming and interfering with her kind of escaping. So let's see what the villain action is, and him healing, and both of them are in full health. They can kind of go and defend the wall. Activate Rubulic Merc. Okay, and there's only 1 Rubulic Merc, and he's just going to rush in because there's nothing else he can pretty much do, right? So he's going to rush in. Action. Now it's going to be Gardick's turn. We're kind of trying to speed it up because we know what's the closure that's coming right now. And this has been a long scenario. Gardick, what he will do, interestingly so, he will also hold his ground. There's no reason for him to go anywhere. He has his feat card. He's full of health. He doesn't need anything really. And let's see, he has something beat back. Play this card when you hit a villain with another. Okay, you're not hitting anybody, buddy. You're just chilling and you're relaxing. So let's see what's going to happen. We're going to speed this up, and we're going to go activate up to 4 crossbow thugs. Again, the reason why they're not doing anything, they're waiting kind of for the round to work, and I could speed it up and kind of admit to whatever is going to happen. We still have to play the scenario, which is they do whatever they're contemplating, and they're right now mingling there, holding the fort, making sure Lenisa gets to escape, and they follow through with her out of that passageway, exit 5. Okay, and now it says activate up to 4 crossbow thugs. So first things first, we're going to go with this one. He's just going to walk, and he's going to take a shot. Okay, and let's see. He's going to take a shot. Bastion. So 6 plus 3, okay, is 9. 9 plus 4 is 13, and that's enough because Bastion's defense is just 12, I mean. And, oh, it's just an ordinary attack. And let's see. 3 plus 3 is 6. And the 8th power for the crossbow bolts thug weapon is 8. 8 plus 6 is 14. It's not sufficient because Bastion armor is 15. All right, so nothing happens. So that's 1, and he will charge, okay, because he's not within 3 spaces. And he will charge. And 1 more, so we'll do this one will charge right here. And that kind of ends that for Gardick. And now it is the next event. There's a silence because we're out of here. She has escaped with a package. You get 1 XP for escaping with a package. And I think we have a whole loot of XP here. And the thing is, now that she has escaped with the XP, this scenario ends. This was a much, oh, don't forget the package here, Lanisa. This was a much longer, bigger scenario than the other ones. Because of the whole patrol, and I liked it a lot. It's kind of dragged on a little bit, but it kind of also, there was, near the end, it got a little tense. We saw how suddenly they're losing HP because they're getting overwhelmed and swamped, because we had to jump on that trollkin and the gobber and the little booger, I like to call him, and pretty much take him out, because they could have escaped. And they would have gone this way, then there's chances we would have lost, because first of all, at that point we had 6 events, which is 6 turns, 6 rounds, you could say, and wasn't going to be sufficient because with all of them in the way, and this one's just swamping and following through, which means also, by the way, as long as their couriers are wandering about, the patrols persist, right? So that means they will constantly activate, because there won't be enough to spawn up. So this is a board you could see was overwhelmed, but I think it was played out well. I didn't get a chance to focus on the side quests. I don't think it was pivotal. I didn't think it was essential in any way, but it's a job well done. And thanks to Lanisa and her beauty and much hard work, we managed to get out there, and Gardic held the fort. And look at this beautiful wall that they put around her so she can escape with the package. And now they're going to go see the commander of the city watch, Hellstrom, and inform him of what they found.
That doesn't look like much, Lanisa says, staring down at a small vial of greenish fluid on the table before her. She and the rest of the Black River Irregulars are in the bare stone chamber beneath the city watch headquarters. Hellstrom stands near the door to the chamber as if waiting for someone. I don't recognize this substance at all, and I actually know a thing or two about alchemy, Lanisa says. I'm just glad our fearless leader here didn't smash it to bits when he brained that crazy gobber. Hard to be precise with a battle axe, Lanisa Gardic scrolls. Whatever it is, it's not for a battle chaplain, Bastion offers. I can tell you that much. Luckily, I'm not relying on you lot to figure it out, Hellstrom says. I called in an expert. A heavy knock sounds at the door, and Hellstrom opens it. Sergeant Avers stands in the hall with a stooped, white-haired man leaning on a cane and wearing strange multi-lens spectacles. Ambrose, Hellstrom says, extending his hand. The old man smiles and shakes the watch commander's hand firmly. Been a long time, Julian. What do you have for me? These people have been investigating a smuggling ring for me, Hellstrom says, and gestures to the Black River Irregulars. They recovered an alchemical substance from one of the smugglers, and we can't identify it. Intriguing, Ambrose says. He steps into the room and nods to the mercenaries clustered around the table. May I? Of course, Gardic says, shifting out of the way. Ambrose is one of the most skilled alchemists in the city, Hellstrom says. If anyone will know what this thing is, it's him. Ambrose steps closer to the table, adjusts his spectacles, and leans over the alchemical vial. Right, Hellstrom says. I'll leave you to it then. Gardic, come with me. I'd like to see if those 2 couriers you brought in might be willing to offer up a bit more information. Gardic cracks his oversized knuckles and grins. Gladly.